It seems like the world is hungry for a better story these days. What if the ultimate truth is beyond all constructs? But to live in the earthly world, we think in languages, and we think in symbols, and we think in stories. If we had to construct the best story that brings about the most peace in the mind and the body, I can focus on apocalyptic ideas and we're all fucked. The world sucks. I lost faith in humanity. Look at the state of the world right now. I can put my attention there, but it brings so much more peace if I embody and act out a way better story. What narratives are we unconsciously agreeing to? If you're not part of this tribe, you'll be excommunicated. You'll be banished. Some people don't want to question themselves with such deep ideas. They just want to draw the line and be like, oh, I know where the bad guy is. So I've self-proclaimed myself as the good guy, and I'm not going to venture outside of that. Got that figured out. Check that off the box. Let's live our lives and not worry about it. All the characters I don't like about myself, they're unintegrated shadow. But it's usually those people that kind of leave the world's narratives and create a better story. Those are the voices that people kind of go, oh, I like this one. What if these very influential figures in history, they just created the best story for the times, and we kind of still go along with those stories. I wanted to be special. I wanted to be different. I'm not choosing any character. I'm not playing any of these games, agreeing to any of these stories you guys came up with, and that's kind of lonely. If we choose an archetype, if we choose a character, and we live it out the best we can, meaning shows up in our life. If you create an idealized version of oneself and practice it as if for a movie role, can you act? Can you imitate? Can you pretend? I can do that. I think we can look around in our realities and say, ooh, I admire this character. Ooh, I like that guy. Put him in a box. It's like a mix of King Leonidas and Goku and Buddha and Beethoven and Gandalf. It's like an inclination in you. It's like, imitate that. When I was kind of debating whether I should become sober or, you know, have a drink every once in a while, I noticed the people I genuinely admire practice temperance. They don't drink. All right, stop drinking. Cool. Got that one out of the way. Just the contextualization of the story that the Buddha had, this idea about the world, that this life is a staging ground for the soul. In the grand scheme of eternity, some essence of us is planted in this human experience for just a blip. So don't waste this lifetime. Evolve your consciousness, serve the good, alleviate human suffering. All souls get eternal second chances. The infinite mercy lets you right your wrongs endlessly, and every single soul will attain enlightenment and eternal peace forever. That's a pretty cool story. Is it true? It's kind of like an eternal narrative that provides eternal peace of mind for the soul, for the deep mind, for the unconscious. Even if you don't believe in the soul, what about cause and effect? No matter what we do, we can't get away from consequences. Even if you live as a hermit, away from the world in a cabin somewhere, even what you don't do has an effect on the rest of reality. Damn it! It's the butterfly effect. There's something bigger than myself that I can't halt, I can't stop. I can control the story I'm gonna act out. I listened to the song How Did You Love by Shinedown. It's kind of a cheesy song. It struck me so much, tears started pouring out of my eyes and I couldn't help it, I couldn't control it. In the end, the only thing that matters is how did you love? Everything else leaves, breaks, dies. You don't get to keep your treasures, you don't get to keep your riches. The only thing you get to keep is how did you serve? How did you give? What sacrifices did you make to put your pleasures and comforts over here and serve a higher good? Wow. I don't think we can just make that story by talking about it. We actually have to be the embodiment of that story, and people will start believing in that story. I want to follow that guy. He's not believing this side. He's not believing this side. He knows something. I choose to believe there's a better story. I'm betting my life on it. Who's the one to create and write that better story? Who has it? Maybe it's you. Please, tell us your story. Please tell us, because we're starving. I think you got something. If you watched this far, yes. Thank you, and goodbye.